Hi, beautiful souls. This is Sri Manju Katagata. Welcome to Life is Magical podcast. In this episode, I'm going to go deep dive into some channelings that I had 2 years ago. Still fresh, still resonating with what we are going through. It's amazing what we get through the little nuggets in our journaling, right? As you refer back, it's so like, wow. Time never ceases for some of the wisdoms to make sense all along, just like Rumi's poetry, which still makes so much sense. And every time we read, we get deeper layers of understanding about our own experiences, some self-exploration. So stay on and take it in, what you feel connected to. If something you don't resonate to you, park it to the side. So for those who are new, I am Sri Manju. I do Reiki Akashic records. So in this episode, we are just going to go through the wisdom about the journey, the life, the healing part. Life is great when we begin to heal, right? But it is a long journey and it doesn't happen over a particular time frame or just done and dusted for a couple of years and we are all good onto the same frequency. We chose Earth to learn and to heal, but as we are thinking about it, in our own ways, we create the repeated patterns that we always want to be on a pedestal or a portal that is constantly in a light frequency. And yet we do forget the dark or the shadow side of deep inside is ours and we own, and we need to be doing the work as well. In a perfect way, like the Groundhog Day doesn't serve us anything, right? It's just you wake up, you go to work, or you do your routines and then come back, sleep. A lot of us have forgotten what we are even passionate about, what excites us, ignites us, that we want to do in our life even. So here is that moment that we need to find the meaning to our own souls. There is nothing surprising here what I'm sharing. You know it, I know it. And there is nothing magical until we place those sprinkles or sparkly fairy dust on ourselves and feel that magic. For magic to be felt, we need to be opening up some of our clear senses, or all, or at least one, or even say tap into, I allow this experience to unfold. So I go deep inside myself. So to find even the passion, as we don't focus on it, we don't know what we are passionate about, or we feel because it doesn't pay our checks, our bills, we are not going to cater the time for it. But no. That's not the way it works. It's all along, even in our childhood, we were passionate about many things, but then the society conditions about go in this way. This is your formula to be successful, to be happy, to be settled, and this is your life. And that's where we get into our Groundhog Day kind of a model, right? But each one of us have picked up our interesting chapters and lessons in our life, and we are here to fulfill, complete, understand, go deep dive, and there is reason for it as well. It's like what we decided to learn and what we are here for and the family we chose, the kind of areas that we are in, it's all interlinked in this matrix. Nothing can be separated. Even there is years ago, I used to regret about a lot of decisions. But since this awakening, there is no regrets. It's all perfect, because if some of those experiences haven't happened in my life, I wouldn't be where I am, being content. So now I see every of those are not regrets or unfulfilled. They are just exactly the way I chose to experience being here on Earth realm. And here we do get to unlearn some of the parts of our lives as well. Unlearning is a lot of the chaos that we spend the rest of our life in it. Learning when we were young, like under 7, we were doing exactly what our soul was ignited with. And then we were modeled into something else that wasn't us. And now, coming back into that realization, awakening, ascension, any of those words resonate to you, are all coming back to you. Hey, let me see what I'm here for. And here is where the unlearning, the toughest part of our life that goes on for the rest of the parts here. And as part of that unlearning is where the teachers show up, or our soul tribe shows up, or the books, or the music. And all of these parts get interesting and like a puzzle getting revealed to identify who we are. And this moment that we land into this is the coming back to those memories of our previous lifetime experiences we had, and we are wanting to relive those experiences from a new dimension, new time frames. Some of the things, that's the reason it makes it so easy for us to I know this stuff, or I am able to come back to this learnings quite easily and much effortlessly as well, because you have been here before. And this also puts a lot of new layers, new dimensions. Say, for example, you are coming back into the awareness, but it's like a new costume. Now we see the older traditional costumes are being revamped into a new attire, totally complete different way that you can also do things still respecting our ancestors, still respecting our heritage and bringing it forward. And that's exactly what's happening when you're awakening. You are trying to put new layers to what you have adapted right now onto Earth realm, and also your previous past memories. So that's the reason, we are feeling this stretch, even not only the stretch, but expansion of energies, and we are trying to fit into everything right now in this moment, but it is taking time to process and merge in gently as well. And in some cases, time is kicking in so fast, we feel the urge, since after waking up, let's do the work right now. We wasted a lot of time, but we have to catch up. But again, repeating, we haven't wasted anything. We are here to come back and relive those parts of it once again in a different frequencies. Yeah. And here, not only your memories, your soul, your body, everything is getting excited as you say, let's do this work, let's get excited. And what we were holding on either from trauma, exploitation, or any of the stories we were telling ourselves, we are rewriting those chapters and the stories, and that's where the inner work is coming in. Some of the inner work is quite challenging because those chapters that we chose to learn here and do our assignments or exams are quite tough when we are really, because not everyone is waking up to the same consciousness, not everyone is moving forward with the same knowingness, and this is where a lot of disruptions are happening. Even though our contracts have been made, but we are not able to find the same trend to it, and some of us go fast, some are going slower, and not meeting at the middle point at the same time that we thought about. So you do feel a lot of friction, a lot of soul efforts coming in. And I do see in collaboration work as well, when I'm ready, others are not ready, or when others are ready, maybe I'm not ready too, so we are feeling being responsible for our own work, but also in connected with everyone around us, quite deepening our way of thinking, our way of experiencing as well. Yeah. Depending on what we set, we choose the experiences when we want to start. Some of us do start at very early, now the children born, I'm noticing is they're quite awakening, they're moving fast, they're realizing they're not having that unlearning experience for a long time. They're right into learning and moving forward with all that beauty they're bringing already for the magic, and they're not waiting for someone to sprinkle on them as well. If you look around, the prodigy kids, or the kids that really hang a voice and authenticity, they want to change the world, or they want to nurture the world, or give that information to the world as well is quite profound. They can start at the age of 13 or 45 even, but as we delay more, it's the more of the unlearning is coming in, and you will be start like once you put this hat on, this thought on, you'll be surprised how many are awakened, and you can have these conversations with your children, nieces, nephews, godchildren as well, but quite comfortably. It's not an awkward. It's much easier to have that rapport, even to the younger babies, you can inspire yourself by having these communications. You won't be judged, you won't be made wrong, because they do understand for some of the things that we don't even understand ourselves. Because they haven't need to do a lot of unlearning in this process, and they're well able to build themselves and realize at these stages that they didn't need to always go through the boiling point or a burst point, which I say, when the spiritual awakening is happening, a lot of us come into realization through a health crisis, an accident, job loss, major, divorce, major of these crossroad events is only when we actually tap in and awaken ourselves. And that is how I came into this part as well. Until then, I was pushing it, not for me. There is not what I need to be. This is not for my way, because the society hasn't taught me that I can belong here. I pushed it and saying that, but once I recognized it, it was quite easy and fast to do it, because it made all sense. It made you feel you were back home with your own soul tribes that you were forming up here. And that makes a lot of things easier as well to experience. And we hold the memories that we were holding up, rather than being the pain or vexed up, more of content or understanding as well. The deeper the journeys that we get to do as well. And in that times, then you will realize, actually, damn, I had many of those good memories, good times. It's just with the shade of all these other tiresome thoughts, I haven't realized myself what it was. So that is also interesting. The more we uncover the layers of the past chapters that we have written for ourselves, you do realize that actually it wasn't that bad. You do have good upbringing or good friends or some other areas that you have overseen or haven't welcomed in the same way, because you were focusing so much on the pain, not on seeing what else was present with you, and that really helps. And this is how they showed me was, we do collect the shells at the beach, and sometimes we do forget there are sea glass as well, right? And I didn't know about much sea glass until my friend Nancy was collecting the sea glass, and she taught me all about it. And then I realized, oh my God, they are coexisting, but I never put my view onto it or thought about it. And how beautiful are they, and then we do pick what we want and have the choices as well here. What we make out of the life is our choice completely at a conscious level or subconscious level as well. And the main thing is, why not make it a memorable one? Even this moment, we can change things to the story we have been telling ourselves. Sit with the story. Don't judge it. Don't judge those thoughts, and sit with that and let it be exploring as well. And with that exploration comes in is a new way of looking at your own life, new way of looking at your relationship, and a new way of building yourself. And this can only be done once you chose that you are ready for it, and you are going to make the most of what you have got right now. And that is the most important thing. Recognition, awareness are the main steps to go forward into the healing. Until you know you have work to be done, you wouldn't be doing the work, right? And now is the moment, you do see a lot of people raising up, coming into consciousness, because things are falling apart, and things are not working out at the old one, old ways in the last couple of years that we all witnessed in a magnum as a collective. And now we really need to come out and feel the frequencies and move along and hold this beautiful space here. And you can be in a better place and you can be shifting your gaze as per your convenience, and there is no one else holding you back. Only your thoughts are going to be holding you back. So I would suggest and recommend, the way that works for me is to write my thoughts down or observe my thoughts, where they are coming from. And observing gives you like, interesting, I felt this way. And then even like, with a curiosity, observe into the other side of the coin and see, feel, sense what you are coming up with. Like, was that all your fault, or was that all someone's fault, or was the situation created for you to react in a particular way? Like, maybe it's no one's fault. It's just the game that you have chosen to play in this way is what has made you to be the opponent for someone, or you became an opponent, or you have an opponent as well. Like, there's a beautiful way of looking at things as well. And don't forget that you can always raise those frequencies of to look differently and feel differently and connect in. Hope this resonates with you, and I really hope some of the key takes you are going to take back, as this is profound. And I have a date. It's from 2021 July, so nearly 2 years, and still I feel like, today I do connect to it very much deeply. This the magic they have shown to me, like, so sit with that, connect with your heart center, and feel the magic. Remember, life is magical. With lots of love, have a lovely, lovely, uplifting time, and namaste. Life is magical. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.